Your Highness, I bring you some unfortunate news. It appears that a majority of your eggs are stillborn.
Meaning?
In other words, the embryos within the eggs are dead.
How did this happen, Ogthar?
Apparently, my henchmen were not handling the eggs with great care.
I didn't mean to damage them. I tripped and the carton egg must have shifted.
What's more, you only have a few raptors left, including this Deinonychus. The rest may have been killed during the Firebird's attack, or they are out roaming free as we speak.
Well, that's reassuring.
However, only a few eggs live as you see here. According to my scanners, they will hatch into the following: Giganotosaurus, Allosaurus, Albertosaurus, Spinosaurus, and Baryonyx. All large predators, essentially.
Well, I suppose as long as we have a few beasts for my army, we should be fine.
If you like, Your Majesty, I can send my henchmen to gather more, so long as they don't screw up like they did last time.
Very well.
Alright, you two. Here's a map of the nesting ground where you can find more eggs. Gather as many as you can, and don't damage any of them this time.
Okay, Ogthar.
Could I see the map, Roga?
No!
Why not?
Can you read?
No, but...
Do I have to pour you a tall glass of shut-up juice?
But I have protein. But I have eggs. I got it! You got your hand caught in the cookie jar, didn't you? Huh? You think you're messing with, you dumb animal? My mental facilities are twice what yours are, you pea-brain!
What in blazes are you working on?
I'm glad you asked, Hook. These are called strutters. They are machines that I managed to build with the help of my ruby sunstone. If the Queen's dinosaur army doesn't prove to be enough to deter the heroes, then these surely will.
If I may ask, as to where you got the parts to build these contraptions?
They were lended to me by a mechanic who was selling spare parts. Turns out he made similar machines as mine, with the exception they were made into insects instead of dinosaurs.
I see.
You know, Ogthar, I have been meaning to ask you, what is the story behind this ruby sunstone of yours?
Well, that's kind of a secret. However, I suppose I can spare you all some backstory before you prepare to execute the prisoners. To be honest, Your Majesty, Ruby Sunstone is actually a title I made up in hoping that everyone wouldn't figure out what it truly is. Are you familiar with the Philosopher's Stone?
What?
Don't toy with us, Ogthar. Everyone knows the Philosopher's Stone is only a myth.
Or so you think that. What I'm holding here is that very stone. You see, many years ago, I was a scientist traveling the world with others digging up the bones of dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures. I got sick and tired of this grave digging and wanted to study these creatures in another way. I eventually stumbled upon the Philosopher's Stone that was buried within some rocks. I've always heard about this fascinating stone and its ability to rejuvenate and achieve immortality, even creating life. I took the stone to my lab and eventually figured out how to create life by testing it on 2 sets of fossils, which became my henchmen.
Fascinating.
Yes, but if your stone is so powerful, then how did you end up in that sarcophagus that we found you in?
I'm getting there. I had just created Thud when my scientists broke into my lab, accusing me for using alchemy to create these abominations. Apparently, it's considered a taboo to use the stone to create life or resurrect it. I narrowly escaped with the stone and my creations. As time went by, I learned how to use the stone as a weapon. However, the stone was a prime target for other alchemists as well as wizards and sorcerers, especially one in particular. A sorcerer by the name of Dastain sent his apprentice to assassinate me and take the stone. He nearly destroyed me by sending me down a lava pit. The stone protected me by giving me the armor you see me wearing now.
Yes, you look like one of my sister's boy toys, but you still haven't answered my question.
Silence, brother! I apologize, Ogthar. Please continue.
I eventually made my way to Scotland, where I planned to test the true power of the Philosopher's Stone to conquer the land. I underestimated the king, who had his men lock me up in that blasted coffin. They then buried the stone where no one can find it.
Until my men found it amongst some other treasure.
Yes, until that.
So, despite you finding this stone lying around, you have no idea where it came from.
No. Some say it was made by an alchemist or a sorcerer. There's even legends that say it's not even from our world, but from another dimension.
Could you possibly make another stone?
Afraid not. That's what I was trying to research before I was imprisoned.
Well, this has been very intriguing, but I say we better let Ogthar here get back to work while we get ready for the execution.